Duty calls. They made a striking couple, tall and young and good-looking. They held hands and looked around in the dewy silence of the morning, filled with nostalgia. 3 years ago, they'd been married from the same venue, a farmhouse, or rather a pair of side-by-side farmhouses, one for the groom's family and one for the bride's family. This time around, her family occupied the groom's house, and his, including both of them, were in the bride's house, as her elder brother married his younger sister. So many flooding memories of their own colourful, chaotic, joyful, but exhausting nuptials here. They crossed the small divide, seeking her parents. Their bedroom was covered in stacks of clothes and shoes and whatnots, her mum dashing around busily sorting, while her dad studied something on his phone. She set to work helping her mum, but was caught and pulled down onto the sofa in a loving hug. He strolled across to her dad, and they pored over the phone together. It may have been wedding details, but it could just as easily have been sport or politics. Each group comfortably ignored the other, leaving them to their own priorities. At some point in the cozy mother-daughter chat, inevitably, her mum moaned, "When are you going to make me a grandmother, my darling? I'm tired of waiting." "Ma," she admonished her lovingly, "you must now set your sights on Priya and Daniel. More chance of success with them." But, and here her mother turned to her excitedly, "We did want to inform you that we have frozen some embryos." "What?" wailed her mum. "I thought you were going to give me some good news at last." "But I guess this means future good news, and we must be grateful. Are you listening?" She swiveled on the sofa and asked her husband. "I heard, but I'm not too sure what it means," he answered, his eyes seeking his daughter's. "It means we are committed to babies and have saved the embryos while we are still young and in robust health. You will have strong, healthy grandbabies in time, Dad. And that is indeed something to be grateful for, as your mother says," he intoned. She was now eager to let the topic go, though she knew her mum would explode with questions. So she was stunned that it was her husband who turned out to be the traitor. "She's playing it down, Ma, because it was incredibly tough for her. Hundreds of injections, not an unpoked surface on her body, and mood swings and pain and emotional upheaval. There was little I could do except be understanding and supportive and accept her decision that she didn't want anyone to know about it until we knew it had worked. My own part in the process was so ridiculously simple, it was embarrassing." The daughter tucked her head into her mum's embrace with relief that the remembered hell was over, and let herself be comforted. Her father set aside his phone and came across to tenderly stroke her head. "To do this without our support, my child. You knew I'd come to you in a heartbeat," her mother scolded. "I didn't want to get anyone's hopes up falsely." "But the gynae is very satisfied, Ma. She said she has an excellent harvest and very viable embryos." They hardly had a moment to savor that when an announcement rang out over the in-house system. Mobile connectivity at these farmhouses was still erratic and sketchy, and landlines were more dependable. "Call for Squadron Leader Moses. Please take the call on Extension 6. Squadron Leader Moses, Extension 6. The senior couple looked at each other in dismay as the younger couple immediately went to the phone. The parents watched them, knowing it was not going to turn out well. These calls were never good for the family. Squadron Leader Moses here. Good morning. It is a family wedding, sir, but I'm nevertheless ready to report right away. Yes, of course, sir. My bag is always packed. Indeed, sir. Contact details are already with the squadron, sir, and I'll be ready for the transport. Thank you, sir. What are you thanking him for? You hardly get any leave, and they have no one else to call but must pull you away even from a family wedding? Her mum scolded. No one answered. There was no answer. The younger two hugged the seniors and left. In their room, 4 bags stood ready behind the door. 2 medium ones, 2 small ones. He hoisted one set of bags onto the bed. She unpacked. They laid it all out in neat rows and checked off everything. She brought a toilet kit. He added a medical kit and tidied everything again into the bags. He snapped them shut and rolled them to the door. They exchanged a long, wordless hug. They knew there would be a throng outside that door. They squared their shoulders and faced up to it. Loving family members fell upon them, accusing, commiserating, upset, angry, sad. The two were patient and empathetic. This was their life. They'd known when they'd signed up for it. But they could see how it upset everyone else. By the time understanding parents and siblings and in-laws had been embraced, and grumbling aunts and uncles appeased, the official transport had arrived. A chauffeur ran up the stairs for the cases. Everyone held back as the couple walked down the last few steps together, giving them a few moments of privacy. He opened the SUV door. She leaned against his broad, safe chest once more, and then stepped back. He knocked off a salute. Safe trip, Squadron Leader Moses. She returned the salute with a click of her heels. Enjoy the wedding, Squadron Leader Kurian. Give them all extra hugs from me. He settled her into the car and shut the door. Touch the sky with glory, he reminded her, reaching through the window, and she placed her fingers lovingly into his. Everyone surged down the stairs now, waving and screaming good luck at her, and she waved back and blew them kisses. By the time the official transport rolled into the Air Force base, the glitter and glitz of the last few days had dropped off her. The colors and music and tumult and warmth of a family wedding had faded from her consciousness, and the slender young woman in her crisp uniform shirt and a knife-edge crease on her trousers was every inch a disciplined and dedicated armed services professional. She thanked the driver, returned his salute, rolled her double-decker bag, and strode into the building. Duty called.